Now, he is the man branded the toughest sheriff in America, Joe Arpaio from Arizona, and that's the home state of Republican presidential candidate John McCain. His prisoners wear pink underwear and live in tents surrounded by barbed wire, with temperatures making it feel like a furnace.
Civil liberties groups, including Amnesty, attack him, but he revels in it. One inmate says what Sheriff Joe is doing is horrible, but he'll do his best not to re-offend. So what can the sheriff teach London? Here's part 3 of Mark Jordan's special series, Lessons from America.
It's dawn in the Arizona desert, a funny place to be looking for answers to London's violent young criminals. Not a police chief or prison governor in London would dare support the jail I'm going into. But unlike them, the man running it is elected.
I punish them. I'm not ashamed to say it. They did something wrong, they're going to be punished.
Billed as one of America's toughest jails, Tent City, Arizona has brought back the chain gang. Sheriff Joe Arpaio has visited UK prisons and thinks we've lost the plot on teenage offenders.
When I walked into the jail, there's a big sign to all the officers: be nice to the inmates, make sure that we educate and rehabilitate. I never saw the word punishment on the walls.
In London, £38,000 a year is spent accommodating each prisoner. Sheriff Joe does it for less than £7,000.
This is where they live. The temperatures reach over 120 degrees. The food budget here is 10p a meal. That's a fraction of what it costs to feed the guard dogs.
And yet a survey found young criminal drug addicts released from here were much less likely to re-offend.
Grown men in stripes, wearing pink boxers, working on a chain, staying out in the public with everybody humiliating them. I'm 19, I had to learn the hard way.
Is this going to change it?
Yes. I definitely recommend people back in England don't come to America and get in trouble.
Our prisons, call it what you will, are softer or more humane than this place, but I wondered, has that weakened their ability to deter young offenders?
The question everybody in London's going to watch is, would you do this again knowing what this jail's like?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. And I know that's going to look bad because everyone's going to assume that means he's doing a good job. I mean, that's far from the truth. He's doing a horrible job, and that's why I definitely don't want to be here again.
Left, right, left. The sheriff has been re-elected 4 times, despite Amnesty International branding his jails cruel and inhumane.
I love it. The more they complain, the higher my polls go.
The fact is, all of this is here because the sheriff was elected to do just this. And the sheriff thinks Londoners should be able to do the same.
He believes London's police and prisons are run by bureaucrats immune from public opinion. Forget the suits picking their new police commissioner. Elect a London sheriff.
Elect them. Let them report to the people, and you will see a change, I guarantee you.
Controversially, he adds not even this jail would deter when ministers like Jack Straw have released 28,000 inmates early because of overcrowding.
Never will I let people out early on the excuse that there are too many people in our jails.
You'd think he was already running for Sheriff of London.
And if they want to come to see me, I'll be glad to talk to them.
Who would you vote, Jack Straw or Joe Arpaio? In Phoenix, Arizona, Mark Jordan, London Tonight.
So could Sheriff Joe's ideas ever come here? We asked the Ministry of Justice for comments about the idea of an elected Sheriff of London. It said the Policing Green Paper sets out plans to introduce directly elected crime and policing representatives for each area of England and Wales.
And as for that idea of early release of prisoners here, the Ministry's view is, and I quote, "We are working extremely hard with the fastest ever creation of prison spaces. And when ministers judge it safe, that's the early release scheme, will be phased out."